Have you ever moved out of a house you've lived in for years? It is physically exhausting. You spend days packing endless boxes, coughing up dust in empty rooms, digging through junk you forgot you even owned, and feeling the heavy emotional weight of closing a major chapter of your life. In the book of Genesis, a man named Jacob is facing the ultimate moving day. He is packing up his entire household, his family, his workers, his flocks, and everything he owns, to travel back to a place called Bethel. Jacob has a notoriously messy track record. For decades, his life has been defined by deceiving his own family members and running away from the fallout. Now he is finally traveling toward a massive promise God made to him years ago. Genesis 35 captures the friction of that change. It records the specific, difficult trade-offs Jacob had to make to stop being the man he was, so he could finally become the man he was promised to be. Before a single wagon rolls out, Jacob gives a strict order to his household. He demands that everyone hand over all their foreign gods and idols. These small statues were the family's ancient safety blankets. They were physical tokens of toxic habits and the backup plans they relied on before they learned to trust God. Jacob gathers all these items, walks over to a massive oak tree in a town called Shechem, and buries them deep in the dirt. You cannot safely walk into a new future while clinging to the false securities of your past. Those old attachments must be deliberately left in the ground. Free of that heavy baggage, Jacob reaches his destination in Bethel. Almost immediately, God appears to him to finalize a major personal shift. God changes Jacob's name. Jacob, meaning deceiver or heel catcher, dissolves, replaced by Israel, meaning God fights. The name Israel removes his defensive posture. He no longer fights for himself. This empowered identity becomes the foundational umbrella for his entire family line moving forward. He sheds his old reputation completely, adopting the specific character required to carry the heavy weight of his future promises. Anyone who is moved knows that packing up is only half the battle. The hardest part is saying goodbye to what you love. On the road to Bethlehem, Jacob's beloved wife, Rachel, goes into intense labor and passes away in childbirth. Her traditional tomb still stands in that rocky landscape today, serving as a physical marker of a devastating loss. Amidst the crushing grief of losing his wife, there is a bittersweet arrival. Rachel's son, Benjamin, is born. His birth officially completes the 12 sons who will become the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob arrives in Hebron just before his father Isaac passes away. At this massive stone tomb, Jacob and Esau come together peacefully to bury him. This sudden string of losses changes the landscape of Jacob's life. With the previous generation gone, he is no longer living in their shadow. He is now the one standing alone at the front of the line. Genesis 35 is the bridge where the torch of the Genesis story is officially passed to a new generation. We often want the shiny new name and the big promises without having to do the hard work. But real growth requires digging through our junk and mourning our losses. To step into your own next chapter, take a look at what you are carrying. What old baggage do you need to permanently leave in the dirt?